Today, if all goes well, by the end of this video, you will know how to remove the regular blades on your Troy-Bilt lawnmower and install a mulching kit. I got this mulching kit at Tractor Supply. It says, as you can see, Cub Cadet, but when I looked up the Troy-Bilt one online, it had the exact same thing. I'm highly confident this will work. Let's get going. So apparently the only thing you have to do to remove this flapper is unscrew this. All right. Bingo. All right. Step one complete. In the goes without saying department, remove the key, take off the spark plug wire just in case anything fishy were to happen. Spark plug wire confirmed, removed. Make sure your mower is not engaged. Parking brake is set. Well, actually, it's not set. That's embarrassing. There we go. You take this piece off, which is right there. You take the pulley off. You unclip the cotter pins. I'm not going to go through the whole thing because you can find that. And I'm going to undo those and I'll let you know how my progress is. Just for the record, so this is the front and I just took that cotter pin off. Quick tip, at least for me, to take these off, I put a block, a 4x4 under here to take the pressure off, and then it came off a lot easier. And then of course after you take off those pins, then you separate this from this, which I will do with two hands. So this is the other side. I took this out. My plan is just to leave all of these pins. I guess they're not officially cotter pins anymore. That sounds like an old-fashioned term. So you just pop those things out and they just sit down there. What I discovered in this case is once you loosen the tension by pulling the belt back, then you can pull this ahead with one hand, and with the other hand you can pull this thing out, and that will allow the spring to come loose. But again, I'm short one hand, so I'll show you the before and after. So I pulled that, I loosened that, I took that out, and now we should be able to get this spring out. The key word being should, without too much problem. I'll let you know. I pulled that forward with one hand, loosened the tension, and then the spring comes out. And put that back here. So that's still obviously attached to the engagement cable. All right, so now we're going to move this to the highest position, although since it's detached, it doesn't appear to do anything. It just gets some of the stuff out of the way. Then you turn the wheel all the way to the left, like so, just to give it more room, although it looks like there's plenty of room. And now we're just gonna pull this baby out. It's free. The other side is not free. That side. Ah. Just need to get these up. I guess. What's the best way? Not sure how to make those stay up. I guess you just have to sort of massage it a little. And of course, they fall back down. All right. So that's, I don't know how to keep those up. I'm assuming you can. Oh my gosh. There we go. So, if you knew what you were doing, it wouldn't take that long. So now my plan is to clean that up with my leaf blower, and then I'll tip it up on the side and I'll see if I can unscrew those babies. I'm using this towel to protect my hand a little. Oopsie. Oh my gosh. Oh my lordy. The blade saga is having a happy ending, believe it or not. So I had the wood there, couldn't make it work. I had this wrench, but it wasn't big enough, so I had to pop down the old True Value and buy me that baby. And literally, with a bunch of incredible Hulk-like strength, not really, I was able to loosen it. So now all I have to do is take it out. We're gonna bust open the hardware. The right tool for every job. Ooh. There it is, this thing. Aha. Bonus pieces. Oops. Oh, I see what that is. All right. So this is the mulcher. Oh, that is pretty sharp. So we've got the grass side. You can see that. And it's not a left and right or anything, so we'll put them on. This is like a 6-star diamond thing. And obviously when you set it in, make sure that it gets nested in there before you put on the big bolt. And then it talks in a video, another video I watched, it talks about, you know, having some tool, measurement tool to get these on the right tightness, which I obviously don't have. I don't know how many people have them. Can't imagine you would go out and buy one, but I guess I'm just gonna tighten them until I feel like it. All right, new blade's on. Now I gotta put it back together. When you put this back, slide it under, and even when I pulled it out, I realized that I could take this thing and sort of jam it up against here, the little whatchamacallit, to keep it out of the way. I'm gonna do that on the other side. Slide this in, and then I'll just watch my video backwards to figure out how to put the deck back. I put this back, the spring, you hook it up, and then you put that thing through like I showed before, and then you slip in the little bow tie deal. Make sure that this spring and this cable is underneath this and the belt. When I put it in first, I put it above, and then I realized that that was wrong. And so now we got to come up here and put this back on. So I'm going to do that right now and then reattach that little guy. Sorry I didn't show you how to do it, but there's obviously nothing to it. You just have to lift this a tiny bit and then put that on. And now I've got to reattach these little fellers to there. So you need to lift this just a little when you reattach it, and obviously it goes into that hole right there. You just lift this up, line those babies up, or you can bring this in first, put it through there. So easy, a child can do it. You feel like you're right there with me? Come on, baby. There we go. Yahoo. Hopefully, after all that, you can see what I was doing. And then, obviously, I'm going to replace that. That's back in. The other side's back in. Now I got to thread this back through around there, which shouldn't be too hard. So I guess in the needless to say part 8 or 9, when you put this around, if for some reason you've gotten it around this piece or on that piece, that would not be good. So make sure it stays there. So now I need to put back, I think, one more thing I took out. This part, this round part, is what's going to go up here. So this is going to go back up in there like that. I got this thing in on the other side, which I'll show you in a minute. And then obviously you put the bolt up here, and I'm going to screw that in. Quick tip, when you put it back in, if you get up here, then you can actually make sure that the black piece is where it should be, right underneath there. So I attach the bolt and I put it through that hole right there, which I hope is the right one. I'm going to reattach the spark plug wire, because at this point I have no fear that it's going to start up and do something crazy. And so now I'm going to install this little deal here. So A is this, put that through there, position the rear over the pin found on the deck surface. Important, be certain the bottom edge of the mulch plug is installed on the inside of the lip. Well, it's definitely on the inside of the lip. So we got this and we got this. And then we got this. So I guess I have to take this off. You gotta hang on to this. So this just sits here, this just sits here. And this just basically helps keep it down. I don't know if I mentioned, I'm gonna actually use this for leaves. And then I don't know if I'll just keep it on here all summer, or next summer. So just tighten that. You can, wow, you can tighten that quite a bit, but I mean, the chances of that coming off are pretty slim. This was the piece that, if I would have had it to begin with, it would have saved me 30 minutes. If you knew what you were doing, which I didn't the first time around, this would take maybe less than a half hour for sure. Here's the before picture, and I'll show you the after one in hopefully 20 minutes or so. So this probably was 20 minutes of mulching. I moved the trampoline, there was a ton of leaves on it, and that's the spot where it was, so you can see it did a pretty good job. It's kind of covering where some of the leaves were, but overall, I used to do it with a snapper. This is obviously a lot faster, and especially because I bought the mulching kit, it wouldn't have looked nearly as good. So it's not perfect, and there's a lot of leaves there, but there's a ton of roots, and I can't really mow very close around there. That's what it looks like.